Make some noise! Dolphin stay, dog stay close. Dolphin stay close.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Michael and I live in Austin, Texas with my beautiful wife and three amazing boys. Over the last 2 years ago, I started a building project in Ghana, and about a little over a year ago, I started sharing that journey here on YouTube. Now, listen, I love the grind and I love to hustle. I'm a big proponent of, having a second or passive income or having multiple sources of income. So my weekends are for hustling. And I do advise everybody to also diversify their sources of income. But I have to remind myself, what is the point of building a dream if you forget to live today? This video is all about balance, about pausing that hustle and just being present. So come with me on this unforgettable trip to South Padre Island. If you're familiar with Texas, South Padre Island is maybe an hour and a half or so after Corpus Christi. After about 5.5 hours on the road, we finally made it to the island. It wasn't that bad of a drive from Austin. We only had to stop for maybe once or twice for gas and to use the rest area. It wasn't really a bad drive. Driving over the bridge, though, it felt like we left all our problems back in Austin. I wasn't thinking about work, I wasn't thinking about anything related to building. It was just peaceful, peaceful ride from Austin to the island. And I told myself, like, just for these few days that we're on the island, I'm gonna let go. We are here now, and this is family time. We pulled up to the Margaritaville Beach Resort, and man, this place was giving luxury beach vibes instantly. You see the palm trees, you could feel the ocean air, and the lobby smelled like vacation. I don't know what they had going on in there, but there was this scent, a nice welcoming scent in that lobby that make you feel like, yeah, I'm on a tropical vacation. And for a second, I forgot all about, you know, POP codes or electrical codes. And this right here, this is why balance matters. We are human beings, we are not robots, we are not machines. We deserve moments like this, right? We headed upstairs to check out the rooms, and the boys were happy. They were tired from the road trip, but they were definitely happy to be here and couldn't wait to go to the beach. But for me, I was just praying that the rooms were clean and they had enough pillows to keep the peace between the boys. The kids had their own room for the first time. Their room was solid, two queen beds with fun colors, and they had their own bathroom. And that right there was worth the drive. And I'm looking at them explore the room like it was some Christmas morning or something like that. and thinking like this is part of what we are building too. Not just the house in Ghana, but the memories, the joy, and the connections we create between us and our children, right? I stepped out on the balcony and just paused. The ocean breeze, the palm trees, the pool view, that kind of quiet that resets your soul. I thought to myself, this piece, if I could, I will bottle it up and carry it back home. It was lovely. The sight was just nice, you know. It's very nice atmosphere over there. Now, our room had a different kind of energy, mainly because my youngest had already passed out from the road trip. And if you've ever carried a sleeping toddler, sh- you know that's a full body gym workout. He's getting heavy. He's only 2, but he's getting there. But even with the baby on my shoulder, I felt calm. I was grateful. And because again, this is what matters. But right after checking out the rooms, it was time to go eat. We made our way down the corridor, into the elevator, and down to the restaurant on the ground floor of the resort. Now, I'm telling you, no matter how nice the resort is, these kids are always thinking about food. It's food, food. Dad, what are we gonna eat? What are we eating for dinner? What are we eating for lunch? It's always food with these boys. We grabbed our seats outside, close to the ocean breeze. There were birds flying, the beach view, that salty air. You can feel that salty air in the atmosphere. It was that kind of setting that, wasn't planned. Um, we flipped through the menu, but honestly, the view was already feeding our souls. Our food came out quick, and listen, food always tastes better when your spirit is at ease. My oldest always want to be like me, so my request to the waiter was, "What's on your menu that comes in large portion size?" And my son was like, "Yep, I want whatever my dad wants." So we laughed, we ate, and I just soaked it all in because moments like this don't announce themselves, right? You just have to be present enough to catch them. Having that laugh with my boys, my wife, is priceless. You can't put a price tag on moments like that. Now, let me tell you, beach day was magic. But before we started, I had to go rent an umbrella because if you know Texas, you know Texas can get really hot. And that sun right there, that was hot. I swear it to you. It was hotter than I've never been on the desert, but that sun was probably hotter than the desert sun. Whew. It was so hot. I had to, start walking fast. I couldn't wait to get my feet in the um, water. Now, while walking back, I just kept thinking to myself, I thought about my project in Ghana, but most importantly, I just thought about my journey. Um, when I first came to America, I was like 21. I just finished high school, ready to go to college when I came. All I came with was a dream. And so just reflecting back on how far I've come in life and looking at my boys, I just felt blessed. Um, Ghana, building in Ghana, I mean, that was never part of the dream, but I thank God I've been able to embark on that journey and to leave something behind for my kids, my family back home one day, you know. Like even now when I talk to my mom, she refers to the house like yeah, your house this, your house that. And it makes me feel good. And it also makes me feel good because growing up, I made a promise to my mom that I'll build her a story building. So I was just thankful in this moment. I wouldn't say life wasn't easy for me, but it was never straightforward. Um, I planned my life. I always say I planned my life. I'm a very careful person, but not in my wildest dream did I picture my life being like this after what 17 years or 18 years in the United States. So I was very thankful. I was very grateful for that moment. Um, the boys were obviously having fun. They were laughing, diving, shouting like they've waited for this all year, you know. The waves on the first day wasn't too high, but I was very careful with them. I stayed close to these boys because if you take your eyes off them, they will venture out too far into the ocean. So I stayed close to them to keep an watchful eyes on them. But I also had fun. Um, I mean, I won't tell you I didn't swallow any salt water, but it was cool. It was a very cool experience. I think the last time we were at the beach, my second born was 2 years old. He will be 9 this month, July. So it's been 7 years since we went to the beach. So this was, refreshing to say the least. Um, and just being out there in the ocean, Charlie, God is great. Like I say, if you still go to the beach and you don't believe that there's a God, you need to check yourself, man. You need to check yourself because God, somebody had to create that, and you know, God did. We stopped by Sea Turtle Inc., a place where they rescue injured turtles and rehabilitate them and then later release them back in the wild. I wasn't expecting to feel moved, but here we are. These turtles go through trauma, and the folks here help them heal and get them back to where they belong. And it hits me. Healing and building go hand in hand. We are not just building homes, we are restoring hope, right? We are reconnecting to our roots, putting something down so that one day our kids will feel like they belong when they ever go home, and shaping the future with love and dedication and hard work, to be honest. We ended the day on a dolphin watching boat tour. And listen, I could do this every weekend if I can afford it. Not necessarily watching dolphins, but going on a boat ride on the Gulf. It was fun. We got to a point where the waves were really like high and the boat got rocky. A very scary scenario, but it was still fun. It was also helpful that the captain was very knowledgeable about the area and was giving us, I mean, a bit of history and some info about the area. So it made it fun. Um, but more importantly, that water, right? The breeze, um, and then the dolphins showed up, as you can see in the video. They were like, "Hey, y'all looking for us?" They just started jumping in and out. Um, One even swam, I showed you in the beginning of the video. One even swam beside the boat for a bit. And as I watched, I felt something click. These dolphins, they live in the moment. They are not chasing deadlines. They are just being dolphins, right? And I want more of that for myself in my life. Just being not carefree necessarily, but taking life as it comes, right? One day at a time. We're still planning for the future. We're still going to work hard towards it, but we're not going to stress about the things we cannot control, right? And I feel like these dolphins are a good example of that. They come out, eat, they do what they have to do, and then they swim along. Isn't that beautiful? Balance isn't just a lifestyle, it is a mindset. You have to be intentional about it. Whether you're single, married, married with family, making memories don't need to break the bank. You just have to plan it. You just have to be intentional. You just have to make up your mind that you want to be there, right? Um, you don't have to cost that much to create memories or to be there for your loved ones, right? Anyway, at the end of the tour or towards the end of it, we passed through this peaceful bird sanctuary. I think the captain called it the Y. I believe the piece of land is shaped like a Y, so that's probably why it was called a Y. But there was thousands of birds, maybe thousands is exaggerating, but there was a whole lot of birds as you can see. It was nice. I mean, I just thought of what recently happened in Ghana when they had to break down some building, and I forgot what it was called. Um, Something site, and they had to break people's building. I think that site was meant for something like this, right? Nature reserves. Um, yeah. So according to the captain, no one is allowed to enter this. No humans allowed. Just birds, and it was pretty cool. I bet it stinks though, but it was nice watching from far. From afar, it was nice. Um, these are the things that maintains the ecosystem. So being they were intentional, right? Talking about intentionality, they were intentional about it. Anyway, so after the cruise, we hit this restaurant called the Meatloaf Cafe for dinner. The food hits the spot for me anyway. But more than that, it was one of those meals where everyone was just tired, full, and satisfied. The kind of meal that says, "Yeah, today was a good day," right? And then the final stop on our trip was Sugar Kingdom. The whole building filled with candy, lights, and pure chaos. The kids got in there and they went wild. And I just watched with a smile because sometimes balance means saying yes to joy, even if it comes with a sugar crash. We didn't overthink it, we just lived. And that's what I want more of for me, for my kids, for my wife, and for our future. This trip reminded me that yes, the work in Ghana is important, but what's the point of building a future if you're not living in the present? We have to find the balance between the hustle and happiness, between the plan and the people right in front of us. So, wherever you are on your journey, whether you're just thinking about building now or you're in your building stage already, take a pause, laugh, go to the beach, eat a good food, and make memories. Balance isn't a luxury, it's part of the blueprint. Thank you for watching. If this video spoke to you, like it, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, keep building, but don't forget to live.